Hey guys, Vance Wabler here with Real Estate Reformation. Here with Ron Carlson from Renovation Gurus. Hey guys, Ron, tell us a little bit about what you do and how you work in the real estate industry.
Man, we're just kicking some butt right now for investors. We are a turnkey product for remodeling. We're Renovation Gurus. We're here in Bedford. We service all of Dallas-Fort Worth. We're hard money friendly. We're beginning to end product. That means that we're going to start off taking out all the trash. We're going to go through, do all the demo, all the way to clean. If you're looking for an investor-friendly remodeling company, Renovation Gurus is the only way to go. There's nothing we can't do. We can do plumbing, electrical, foundation, HVAC, full remodels. We can blow up walls. We can do additions. And we're owned by investors for investors. So if you're looking for a contractor, hands down, you at least need to give us a try.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really like in working with Ron is the fact that they are not only just a construction company primarily, but also an investment group as well. So they've got that dynamic that brings two things that are marriage together that really helps a customer understand and get through the process of finding a house, acquisitioning it, and getting the construction down. That's really the toughest part of a rehab. So Ron, share with us a little bit about what's your approach when it comes to dealing with a new client or customer looking at a property and really getting the idea of what they want to do during the construction and how you can work with them and help them in that process.
Yeah, so the first thing that we do when we meet any client, especially a new client, is, hey, what kind of rehab are you going to do on this? Like, there's different styles of rehab that people don't understand that. So we're going to go and we're going to do some of our own market research. We're going to try to determine what we think the ARV is fully fixed up first. That way we can recommend things to put in a house. For example, we're going to recommend hardwood floors in higher end houses and maybe quartz instead of granite. And in lower end houses, we might do like a Formica product or an engineered or laminate, something along those lines. So we're going to do our own due diligence, and then we're going to get with the client and say, hey, what kind of rehab are you looking for? Are you a rental? Are you doing it on a finance? Do you just want us to do what's called wholetail, where we just go in and kind of do a spit shine clean? It doesn't smell anymore, but it still might have pink tile or something like that. Or is this a high-end flip or is this a luxury flip? Are we blowing our walls? So we're going to find out what you're doing with the property first, and then we'll probably talk a little bit about budget, and we're going to try to match your budget and say, okay, you have this much budget, you can get this much work for it. And we're also really good at saying, I think on this particular rehab, because of the area, you should do this, or you don't need to do that in this neighborhood because all of what I see is like this. Now, we don't give investment advice. That's always the client's choice, but we've done enough rehabs where we can say, hey, I was in a house like this, just similar to this, and this is what worked in this situation.
Right, and like I know too. I mean, I haven't personally gotten the chance to use you as a construction company, But we have definitely worked together on an investment property that I actually had a bit of an issue with, and I mean, it was a problem child from begin with because the thing really was not selling well and it wasn't rehabbed to the way that we wanted to, and then we ended up talking with you about some of the solutions on the investment side and what we could do. And so tell us a little bit about, I mean, on the investment sides, what kind of properties do you specialize in? What kind of properties do you do?
So we have this internal joke that if it doesn't smell and it's not falling over, that's probably not something that we touch. But that's not always true. I mean, we do nicer properties as well, or things that aren't shanked, but most of what people bring us, they smell horrible, they're crooked, the foundation is jacked on them, the roof is leaking. We like to say we do everything or nothing. Like, I'm not a handyman. We don't go in and fix your sink, and we don't remodel for grandma. But if you want to fully update a house, primarily to flip it or turn it into a rental or own finance, then we'll definitely go in and just knock it out for you. So.
Oh yeah, well that's a great thing too. I mean, you guys have such a dynamic way of your exit strategy too. You can offer a lot of different things. So going into that project, you kind of have a great way of going into there to maximize the profits. So,
that's correct. Yeah, well, and you know, we're trying to protect the client as much as we can. So we manage people, we manage money. At the end of the day, it's the client's exit strategy. We're just going to try to help them get that goal as stress-free, as relaxed, as easy as possible. That's really what we're trying to do. So.
Make it a smooth and easy process.
Yeah, because sometimes people hire contractors and it's an absolutely atrocious process.
Oh yeah.
It can be to the point where you're like, I'm never doing this again because contractors are horrible.
Oh yeah. So, you know, and of course the construction construction side is probably the most difficult side, and we're the most. It's the piece where people can screw up the most, and then they can lose out on real estate, and then they don't want to come back to real estate. So definitely having a key partner like yourself helps tremendously through the process, because now you've got at least someone who's trusted in the industry, who has that background in investment experience, and can do stuff for pretty good costs compared to others, and also is trusted. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You don't want to.
Well, and we're going to do it right too. So here's me an example. We went and looked at a house a little while ago, and the guy blew out the shower. So when he blew out the shower, he moved the toilet over. Well, he didn't even think about it, but he also moved his vanity over. So he put this very tiny vanity in there, and when it was all said and done, he got a bigger shower out of it. He got a vanity out of it, but there wasn't actually enough physical room to put the toilet in because he had moved it over so close to the vanity.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's little details like that you really have to think about before pulling the trigger.
That's correct.
Man.
That's correct.
And you do a lot of trainings too on basically how to work with contractors and how to overcome bad contractors and what the right questions to ask. So where do they? Well, how do they get a hold of you, and where do they find out about your trainings?
You know, I don't know where to find out my trainings because I don't do a lot of marketing for them most of the time. Well, for example, when I speak somewhere, I speak at a lot of the local REI groups. They typically fill the house for me. I don't have to do any marketing for those events.
Yeah.
You can always call. I'm doing about one training a week right now, rather it's a podcast, a live event, and you can always call our 855 number, 855-99-GURUS. It's 48787. That would be the best way to figure that out. Or we're going to start releasing some podcasts here and some webinars, that stuff. The training is going to be one of our key focuses, because we want people to know how to stay safe with their GC. Even if you don't use us, I don't want you to lose your money using another GC. So.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, cool, man. And I guess last question, what's the, I know you and me haven't worked personally, I know you've worked with some of our agents and clients. What's the word on the street about Real Estate Reformation?
Oh man, you guys are doing really good as far as training goes. I talked to a lot of your agents, I talked to a lot of your brokers, and they are like, I like this because they're investment friendly. I like being here because they're doing our training. From what I understand, you're pretty easy to work with as far as the brokership itself. And a lot of the information, a lot of the training, you're training on different topics and different things all the time, and just a wealth of knowledge from what I hear from your agents and even some of your members that you train, your students and stuff like that.
Awesome, man. Well, that's great to hear, man.
Yeah.
We're going to be working more closely together this year and pushing things together and doing more trainings, man.
Cool, man.
Hopefully appreciate the time and interview, and let's get rocking and rolling. Buy some dirty houses.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's do it.
Thank you.